Yes, boys. Ryjack back for the Manchester Derby preview. Very excited to be back on the live stream with you guys. We got some people in the chat. All Things Football says, sup. Hope you're good, man. How are you doing? I know it's been a little while since we've done a live stream, but it was the international break. So now that is finally over, we will do tons more of these. There'll be more often just because there's more to talk about. When it's on international break, I feel like nothing's going on. I don't watch the international games really. I watch a little bit here and there, but it's not as entertaining for me. So now that's all over. We're back. Derby day is Sunday. Very excited, of course, for the game. I know it's been a rough start for City, but feeling it. We're good. I had a nice reset over the break, and I'm back. So do join me for the watch along if you're interested. Sunday morning, 11:30 a.m. for me. I think that is like, let's say 4:30, maybe 3:30. I don't know the time change exactly over in England, but it should be a good one regardless. So before we start, if you're new, sub to the channel. Very much appreciate new subs. Very close to the goal, 500 subs. We're aiming for that shortly. And then I've got my socials in my channel description as well. Discord channel if interested, TikTok, Twitter, all that stuff, Instagram. So check that out if you would like. Now, let's get into the game, boys. Let's get into the game. City and United. There's a debate out there online right now about is this a rivalry or not? And it's weird because, yes, this is obviously the rivalry. I don't live in Manchester. I know a lot of the people that watch this channel are not from Manchester. But by all accounts, if you grew up in Manchester, your friends were either Blues or Reds, and you guys hated each other. So, obviously, this is a rivalry. I don't understand this. Oh, United are too big for City nonsense that's been going out, where United's only rivals are Liverpool and Arsenal. What a bunch of nonsense, bunch of BS is what I would say to that. United haven't been any good in the last decade, let's say. So, doesn't mean that you haven't won a trophy, I guess. They have won some. But let's be honest here. There's been one team that's been successful in the last 10 years, and it's City. City have been the most successful team in England and top 5 successful team in all of Europe, all of the world. So, that's how I feel about that. All Things Football says, no, best buds, we love each other. Sure, I'm sure, man. I'm sure. Now that I have this up, we can look at the injuries. There's a lot of injury news out there. Who knows what's accurate, what's not accurate, but I'm going to go through this and give my, I guess, take on the injuries here. At least starting with United. Dalot injured. He's out. Lisandro Martinez is out for a while. Mason Mount, it says knock, so, maybe he does play. Cunha, it says hamstring injury. I don't know. I haven't seen any notable news of Cunha being injured. I expect Cunha to probably play. For City, a lot of injuries that we know about, but I do think some of them are maybe not that bad, and I think they'll be available. So, Wrestling Omar says, wasn't Savinho in training? Yes, as far as I'm aware, Savinho is in training, and I know it says here doubtful, but I think this just has not been updated. I do expect Savinho to be available. Will he start? I'm not sure. I'll have to do the lineup prediction here in a second. I would like it if Savinho starts, personally, but I don't know if he will be available or not, just because he had been injured for quite some time. Rico Lewis says he's doubtful. As far as I know, I don't think he's injured anymore. I think he will be available. Will he start? Who knows? Ryan Cherky definitely will be missing the game. He's got that injury where he's out until November-ish. It said 2 months. So, uncertain on Ryan Cherky when he's actually back, but for sure, he will not be participating in this game. Ait Nouri, he is out. Without a doubt, he's out. I thought he'd be available and ready to go. Pep said in his press conference, not available, not playing. Marmoush, same deal. He's out for a couple of weeks, according to Pep. Pep's not a doctor, so who knows if that's, correct or not, but he did say something about having to do some other scans and whatnot, so I guess technically Marmoush could be out longer, but as of now, the moment says Marmoush is out for a couple of weeks, so not a huge deal. Nico O'Reilly has him as doubtful, but I don't think that's true as well. I think he's fine and available. Kovacic definitely out for the time being. I think he's out until October, so a couple more weeks or so. He had that Achilles situation injury that went on. I don't know. I think he is probably going to be out for a while, and maybe even leaves in January. To be honest, with Kovacic, Bettinelli, it doesn't really matter. All Things Football says, I think Gvardiol is fit. I also agree. I think he is fit and will start. I'll put him in my lineup here in just a few minutes. Wrestling Omar, I don't think he's in the right mind to start, to be honest, after the Spurs thing. Well, here's the thing. Is he ever going to get in the right mind? Like, we might as well, he's going to have to start playing whether or not he's in a good mind or not, because we need production from the wing. And for me, Savinho is one of our better wingers. I was not super interested in selling him at the price. I mean, if Spurs wanted to spend 70, 80 million pounds, I'd have been fine with it. But preferably, I would have kept Savinho, and we have. So I think at this point, we just need to play the guy. I think it's a fair question, right mindset, but I think we need to play him. Their only 3 confirmed injuries are Aït-Nouri, Omar, and Cherki. Stones is a doubt too, and Kovacic. Correct. That is correct from what I've seen. Those guys are the doubts. I don't know if Stones will be available. I know that he's not listed here, but I don't think Stones plays. Personally, I think we're going to get a new back line that we haven't had yet. If we look at the table, it's not fantastic for City. We're sitting in 13th, obviously coming off of the win against Wolves and then back-to-back losses to start the season. Not ideal. We all know that. United have not looked good whatsoever. They have scraped the 3-2 Burnley win. They drew 1-1 against Fulham and lost 1-0 to Arsenal. They do sit 9th, a point ahead of us, but we are 3 games in, so league table really doesn't matter at this time. Preferably, I wanted Rodrigo. Well, yes, this is true. I also preferably wanted Rodrigo, me personally, but I'm more open to selling Doku than Savinho. I think Savinho is probably better fit for us right now and has a higher ceiling. So if I'm picking between the two, I'm keeping Savinho, but Spurs only wanted Savinho, not Doku. So that's all I have to say about that at the moment. If you look at other things like top goal scorers, Haaland is in first for us. 3 goals, 3 games. Very nice. Bruno has 1 goal for them. And then the other thing to consider is, this is a big game. I hate saying must win, but it is a must win. They really need to win, guys. Look at the fixture list we've got on the table here. United, it's not going to be the best team that we're playing, but it's a derby. Anything can happen. We're at home. We need to win the game. We really need to win the game. Then we have Napoli at home. Again, another game that is winnable, but it's going to be tough. It's on a Thursday, which is weird for a Champions League game, followed by a Sunday game against Arsenal at the Emirates. Extremely tough as well. It's a really rough fixture list. It's not completely out of the realm of possibility to be looking at 5 losses in a row, which is brutal, guys. I'm not going to be thrilled if that's where we're at. Sell them both if Savio doesn't perform. This is true. If Savinho is poor this season and Doku is again poor this season, I would definitely be looking at selling both. I have a little bit longer leash for Savinho because he's younger and has been here less, but I'm a guy that I want to be ruthless with the squad and improve the squad at all costs. So that's how I feel about it, at least. I don't know why Doku still plays for us. I would have sold him by now. I would have sold him this summer, but I don't run the club, so I feel you though. Are the players ready? I'm worried. I think mentally the players are ready, I would say. We have just brought in Donnarumma, who had that nice video announced on the City channel, and I feel like he's a big game player, big game keeper. He was always better in the Champions League than in Ligue 1. So I'm excited for that. I hope they're ready. If they're not ready, freaking, get them out of the team, to be honest with you. Rosa says he's crossing Rubicon. I don't know exactly who you mean there, but maybe Savinho. JQ says it is a must win. We have Arsenal after this match and Napoli. I do agree. I agree, JQ. We have to win this game. gets our season back on track. Rosa says, I mean, hello. 5-0 loss to Burnley. I would not like that. That would suck. I'd love to see them bring Sane from Bayern, at least for a year. Well, Sane has gone on to Galatasaray. So if we buy Sane, it would be from the Turkish side. But I don't think that happens. However, Bayern winger to buy in the summer, Michael Elise. Bring him back to the Premier League. That's where I would be spending my money in the summer. I have many questions. There is no evident strategy, no clear structure, and no effective instructions being carried out. The patterns of play have become weak, predictable. Omar, man, it's a heck of a chat right there. I feel you. I feel you with the questions and the uncertainty. I think as far as strategy, structure is going to be something a little bit different now that we have Donnarumma in goal. I don't know that Donnarumma starts, but I feel like we will change how we play now that we have Donnarumma in goal. I don't know what that looks like, but that's why they don't pay me $20 million a year to coach the team. So I think the strategy, structure, and instructions will be more clear once we get more games with Donnarumma. That's my hope, at least. I think I do back Pep to be able to figure that out. I'm worried from the defensive side. I am also worried, but JQ, I'm going to have a different back line on my defense when I put this on screen here in just a second. So bear with me. I think we can agree on a back line. I think. The crossing the Rubicon is a Sabaton reference. They released a new song today about Caesar. Sorry for changing it. So that's okay. Don't worry about it. No worries, Rosa. I don't feel very excited about the derby. Even if we win 4-0, we won 4-0 against Newcastle and Wolves, and then how did that go? Fair point. I mean, we did win 4-0 against Newcastle, and it was a great day. It was a great watch-along for those that were here with me. I was very happy. And we did get Champions League through that game. So, I say through that game. That was part of our structure to get Champions League. So, that, it's good. And a win is a win. 3 points is 3 points. You can always be happy with 3 points. And yes, it may not mean that we're back on track for the season, but 3 points is better than 1 and better than none. So I'd rather get the win, and hopefully it's a stepping stone toward something positive. Is Kusanov fit? As far as I know, yes, he is fit, and I will be definitely putting him in the starting lineup. Been hearing a lot of people say we're going to start Trafford tomorrow, which no way. Really? I think it's going to be... I could see it either way. The thing I don't know, and I talked about this on Stateside Blues on Martin's channel on Wednesday night, is like, how many training sessions do you need in a Pep system to be able to go out there and play? Like, he's going to have his first session on Wednesday or Thursday, whatever, and do those days, Friday, Saturday. Can he just play right away as a goalie? Is that how that works? I mean, I don't know. I feel like a goalie would need the least amount of training sessions to kind of pick up what we're doing, because at the end of the day, stand there and save the freaking ball. But maybe it's such a complex system that it does take longer. So I'm not sure. I don't like the Diaz and Stones duo. Well, I don't really dislike the Diaz and Stones duo, but I get what you mean. It's not been great, I would say. It's not been great. And I realize I think something is wrong mentally with the team as well. Once we go a goal down, it's almost like every player forgets their roles. This is another thing, Omar. I typically don't like to say, blame like mentality for things, but after the Brighton game, man, you could see it. It was right in front of your eyes. It was a heads down type of moment, and it was a mentality thing. It was I don't feel like we're scoring type thing. We're not going to be able to hold them off, which is really unfortunate, but that is the case. I agree with you. Kusanov had one session, then we went through him right. We threw him right in. It's true. It was true. Trafford got a start, not going to lie, just for this match. I don't know, man. I think I disagree. He's a goalkeeper. Tell him to keep the ball in the net, and that's about it for day one. Stones has a lot of pace, and we have no right back. This is true. We have no right back. He has lost pace. I see what you mean. This is also correct. I was like, has a lot of pace? I don't think so. Donnarumma needs to play the game and have the chance to start in the Napoli game. We will see. Let me pull up my lineup builder screen here. And for the goalkeeper position, I'm rolling with Donnarumma, guys. I think Donnarumma was signed to be the number one. Trafford is signed to be the backup. And maybe this is throwing him in too quickly, but I'm sorry. This is what we have to do. I want to play Donnarumma. I'm excited for the Donnarumma goalkeeper experiment that we're having here. The left back and the right back are interesting. There's no Ryan Aït-Nouri, and none of our right backs are any good, or actual right backs. So I'm sitting here thinking, I know what I want to do at center back pairing, so I'll throw that in. I want the left-sided center back to be Josko Gvardiol, and I want the right-sided center back to be Kusanov. However, who do I want at left back? Who do I want at right back? And I'm open to chat suggestions for the fullbacks. Do we go Nico O'Reilly at left back? Do you go Nathan Ake at left back? Do you go Josko at left back and Ake at center back? That's potential as well. It's a tough one. I don't know. Ake left back, Gvardiol as left center back. I think it's a little bit less attacking because if Ake is at left back, he's not really doing much going forward, but he is a very solid defender. Defensively, Ake is so solid, you know? Gvardiol provides a little bit more going forward, but he's a little bit worse defensively as a left back, I think, personally. So, I like it. I think we'll go Ake at left back and Gvardiol at center back, because I think that is a bit more solid defensively, and we will be able to have players on the pitch who can score goals. I think. But you could easily, depending on how the game goes, switch these two around. Right back is a tough one. Opening Football says Ake on the left, Rico on the right, or Nunez. I don't know, man. I don't know about Nunez or Rico. They're both not inspiring confidence to me. O'Reilly on the left, Diaz, Kusanov, Gvardiol. Whoa. Gvardiol would be on the right in this scenario. I don't know if I see that. Unless you mean Kusanov on the right. That's doable, I guess. You could have O'Reilly here on the left. You could have Gvardiol, left-sided center back. Then you have Kusanov here. No. Diaz here and Kusanov on the right. Maybe, but I think we're dropping Diaz. Is Gvardiol fit, and why shouldn't consider playing him right back? After all, he shows he can play it in Leipzig. Did he play right back at Leipzig? Is that a thing that I just have never been aware of? Gvardiol right back. Is this a thing where people think? I just would have never thought of Gvardiol as a right back. I know he's good with his right foot, but Ake on the left, Gvardiol, Diaz, Nunez. I don't think Pep starts Kusanov in a derby because you know Pep. Good comment. Fair. Calvin Phillips is a right back. Calvin Phillips, a member of the squad, I guess could technically make an appearance. Gvardiol can play left back, center back. Might as well try him as a right back. Gvardiol right back. He played left back fine. Why couldn't he do right back? It's a fair question. I think personally, I tend to like left back, left-footed, left-sided center back, left-footed, right-sided center back, right-footed, right back, right-footed. I mean, I guess I understand you can have majorly versatile players, but I don't know. Calvin Phillips should be an illegal inclusion in the squad. Play Ortega at right back. He ain't playing goal. This is correct. No more Ortega in goal. That ship has sailed. He will never play at Man City again, unfortunately for him. Ortega the statue, as All Things Football calls him. Guys, I can't bring myself to put Gvardiol at right back in a predicted 11. If that happens, I will credit the chat and say that this was their idea, not mine. But for me, I think this back three is really solid. So you need a player who is bombing up and down the right side. And I think that's going to be Matheus Nunes, which somewhat is controversial. He did basically cost us the derby last year with those mistakes. He gave away that penalty. and gave away that pass. He also gave away a penalty last game and was horrible at right back. Jeez, maybe I should put Rico Lewis in there. Ugh. You know what? I have convinced myself. We are going to go with Rico Lewis. He just signed that new contract extension, so let's put Rico in. Backline is inexperienced for a derby, not going to lie. I mean, Gavardio and Ake are heavily experienced players. Kusanov, of course, is not. Rico Lewis is not the most experienced of players, but he does have experience. He does have a sense of big games, I guess you could say. I don't know. We are in desperate time. Might as well play in right back. We have nothing to lose. We are already losing. Well, JQ, I mean, I kind of agree, but we do have the game to lose. That would be awful. Nunez is not trustworthy for a big game. Neither Rico Lewis. It's also true. Neither are trustworthy. I guess you could go Stones right back, guys. That's a possible thing. Could go Stones right back, but I don't know if he's fit. So I'm gonna leave it at Rico Lewis for the moment. If you're wondering why Phillips is included, it's because Man City only had 24 of 25 players, including Phillips over Ortega. Sends a clear message. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, Ortega. There's no reason for 4 keepers, so maybe Calvin Phillips gets an appearance at some point. I'm going to say probably not, but the book of negatives and mistakes on Nunez is a 100-page book. Jeez, man. Anyway, let's move on to the midfield. Midfield is an interesting area of the pitch. I think we can all agree, most likely, we are starting with Rodri as the first man probably on the team sheet, him and Haaland together. You got Rodri in this 6 kind of role here. And then who do you play in the positions ahead of him? What do you do? I trust Gavardio on right back more than Nunez and Lewis. Man, guys. For being honest, he probably would be better than both of them. Gavardio, I have such high... I feel so highly about him, and I regard him as an absolutely excellent footballer. So I think he could do it, but I think he's going to be, like Cheeky said, one of the best left-sided center backs in the world. So I would personally like to play him there. Did you know that Josko started playing football as a forward, which he was for a long time? Well, that's why he's so composed. He has good feet, good technique in both his feet. I did not know that, but he kind of bangs in some goals sometimes, not going to lie. He is a unicorn-type player. I do love Gavardio. Can we clone Gavardio? We need him on the left and the right and Pep won't do it. Rodri, Reinders, Bernardo, Pep lover. So I actually said this on Wednesday night. I would drop Tijani Reinders, and I'd play Rodri and Nico G together, and then play Foden in front of them. That would be my preferred lineup. But I'm open to, if that is a crazy take and dropping Reinders is crazy, you guys can rip me in the chat here. But I just think Nico G has been solid. Him and Rodri together is solid. Reinders is, of course, extremely good. But I want to figure out how I can get Foden in the midfield. And if I put Foden in the 10, I don't know that Rodri and Reinders is very solid. I think Reinders is going to get forward a lot, and Foden's not going to really track back a whole lot, and it'll be Rodri kind of alone in the midfield almost. So I don't know. He played as a right back against Madrid. Remember the sliding tackle from him against Mbappe and the goal? He dropped stinker in that match, not going to lie. He did not have a good game. But he did score a banger against Madrid in one of the legs at some point. I don't remember which goal it was, but it was a banger. I would do Rodri, Nico, Tijani. Alf made a really good point on his stream earlier that Foden scored 4 games in a row last season in the only period he played right wing. But is Foden a right winger, like, long term? Is that where he's going to play? I just don't know. I don't know. I think Foden is a 10. Going forward, I think Oscar Bob is a right wing. That's what I think, personally. I don't want to see Rico Lewis in the starting lineup. Hussein, I'm sorry, my guy. I'm sorry. The only other options are Mateus Nunes or apparently Gavardio, who can play right back. Foden ain't playing midfield. That's like saying Bob will step up this season. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey. Bob will step up this season. All things football. Relax on the Bob hate. I think you guys are probably right. Tijani Reinders is going to play. If I could spell his name ever. Tijani Reinders is going to play. And then is this Foden or is this Nico G? Do we go more attacking? Do we go more defensive? Doesn't have to be long-term, just enough to get his confidence back. That's fair. That's a fair point. One thing that concerns me a little bit, I guess, with Rico Lewis as a right back is if he comes into this area of the pitch and Foden is out here, Foden ends up in this area. So they kind of, in a way, run into each other a bit, which I don't love. But then you have to put Nunez in at right back, who's bombs, and I just not feeling Nunez at right back. I would rather have Nunez at right back. I don't know, man. I don't know. At least Nunez can do something, unlike Rico Lewis. But Nunez has the bozo gene where he's going to block his face and give away a penalty or misplay a pass. And Nunez is, I'm off on Nunez at the moment. I need to see something. I'd rather a bag of cement than Nunez or Lewis. Whew. Harsh words, my guy. I think this position is Foden. Foden starts the derby. Foden scores the first goal and has a man-of-the-match performance. That's what I'm hopeful with. I agree with you on the Nico G and Rodri because we need more control over the game. If the team get pressed, Nico and Rodri can come clutch because we're losing possession in the Brighton game. I agree with that, JQ. That's spot on. But chat wanted this. Chat wanted Reinders in. Reinders and Foden. I mean, these guys are both going to be, like, mega advanced, I feel like. And then maybe this is what happens. And it becomes kind of like this. Thoughts? Thoughts on that? That becomes pretty solid. United feet on passing mistakes. True. True. Counter-attacking team. I kind of like how this feels. A 3-2 build-up with a box-type formation. And then, of course, you go with Haaland up top. Of course, you go with... I mean, I guess Doku's the only left winger we have in the club. And then you go Bob or Bernardo or Savinho on the right. And I don't know. I'm not sure. Switch Foden for Nico or Bernardo. Pep ain't playing him in midfield. Probably true. Probably true. So what if we do this? What if we do this? How about that? How about that right there? Bernardo and Reinders and Rodri. Rico Lewis inverts. You got Foden, so he and Bernardo can kind of interchange throughout the game. Haaland up top. And Doku is like the wild card. Hopefully he can create something against whoever's their right back, Dalot, I guess. Bernardo going to start, by the way, for Pep's sake. Probably true. Maybe we just need to add goals galore. Just play all the players who can score. And then Haaland and pray for goals. I kind of like that, Rosa. Pray for goals. Doku's like a hibachi chef. Only does tricks and never serves you any food. That's kind of how I feel. I agree with that. Savio over Doku for left wing. Rosa, I agree. I would put Savio over Doku for sure. But we have seen so little of Savio on the left and so much of Doku on the left that I don't know that we'd see that. I would do that. I 100% back the idea of Savinho on the left. He's better on the left than on the right. So maybe this Marmouche injury opens up the spot for Savinho on the left, but I don't know. Don't give Doku the ball unless you want them to have a goal kick. The other thing I don't like about when Doku plays is we just spam Doku. We just ping the ball out here, and then we just load people on and towards the box, and then we're just like, do something, do something, do something. Savio cooked as a left winger than Doku? Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying, Omar. I think he definitely did. I just don't know that we'll see it, unfortunately. I would do it, though. I would do it. And because, you know what? Guys, this is our prediction. My prediction, in a way. chat's prediction. I like it. I like it. And if it was me, I would swap Foden and Bernardo and put Bob on the right. That's what I would do. No Bernardo. No Bernardo. He's garbage. I'm tired of defending him. I don't know if he's garbage, but he's not Manchester City quality. That's a fact. That's just a fact, unfortunately. He is going into year, what year is this for him? Year 3? Year 3, he needs to prove big this year. He needs to prove that he's capable this year. If he does, fantastic. I love it. I'll be so happy. If he doesn't, sell him. That's how I feel. He needs time to prove himself. Correct. He hasn't yet proved himself. So he's got one more season. He's got one more season. Guardiola said Donnarumma haven't been checked medically completed, so Trafford starts for sure. Really? I hope that's not true. I want to see Donnarumma. I want to see the Don. The Don. That's what I want, guys. I want to see the Don. I will be thrilled with that. But this is what I'm rolling with. I like it. Is it good enough to beat Manchester United? Yes, it's good enough to beat United. Do they have any player that gets in our team? Maybe Bruno Fernandes. Who else? Nobody. Nobody. So actually, I would take Kobe Mainu. I would take Kobe Mainu, guys. That's who I would take at City. I don't know why he doesn't play. I would totally take Kobe Mainu. Hashtag Bob Glazer. I'm not a Bob Glazer. I'm a Bob Truther. Bob is him. He will get 20 GNA this season. 10 plus goals, 10 plus assists. Wait for it. Everybody says I'm a Bob Glazer. I'm a Bob Truther. Bob Truther. If you had told me in the treble season that we'd be going into Derby worried about the outcome, I'd have called you a fool. Jeez. It is a tough time, guys. It's a tough time. City are in the midst of a rebuild. We need time for the team to gel. I hope the international break was refreshing for everyone, and it lets us attack the season. Bob is a sterile attacker. I hope you don't mean like he's sterile and like he has no ability to attack, because I disagree. Bob is fantastic, JQ. Bob is our best winger, actually. Until we buy Michael Elise next summer. Now, we have gone over the 30-minute mark, which is about what I wanted to do. I will go with my score prediction for the game. Assuming we do my lineup, our lineup, I do think City win. It's at home. We should win. And with that, I'm going with a 2-0 win. Donnarumma, clean sheet in his first game. How about that? I'm happy with that. 2-0 clean sheet, Donnarumma. First game, we get the win. We beat United. We send them back in shame. We can't demand so much from the team yet. It is a fairly new squad. This is also true. Fairly new players. It will take some time. Do we give Pep the time? I hope so. I hope we do. And I hope we just figure it out basically as soon as possible, because I can't handle more losses. I'm gonna lose my mind on the watch along on Sunday, guys. So anyway, I do appreciate it, guys. If you're new, hit me with a sub. Very much appreciate it. Going for 500. We do have a Discord channel as well, which I will put the link here for it in the chat. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and join that. That would be awesome to see you guys come hang out. Give us some discussions and whatnot. There's the Discord channel right there. There's the link. Our season will either start or end here. Boy, I hope it doesn't end. It's too early to have the season end, my guy. Too early. Anyway, check out the Discord if you guys are interested. Check out my socials. I do TikTok videos, Instagram videos. I post on Twitter about it. I'm also on Wednesday nights on the Mancunian Way channel, so check that out, of course, if you're interested. And I will be live for the Derby Sunday. I will do a live watch along, so come hang out if you're interested in that, of course. Anyway, appreciate it, guys.